Are you ready to make your home completely irresistible to a potential buyer? I've got some tips for you on how to select paint colors so that you can create that perfect blank slate. I love it when people make unique choices inside of their home that fits their own personal style. And in some cases, homes that have that really nice, unique feel, it makes sense to list the home with the darker trim and the lighter walls with really moody colors, with something that leans into the look, feel, and style of that home's time period, etc. When you're going to sell a home that's in a typical neighborhood, the way that you're going to stand out most is by having the most clean slate of a property so that next person can come in and make the choices for themselves. So as you go and you depersonalize your home and you're setting it up for a buyer, here are the 3 tips for picking those paint colors. In order for any color that you select to be put on the pedestal that it deserves, you've got to have good lighting. You've obviously got natural light inside of many spaces of your home, but that manufactured lighting, most people underestimate how much they need in order to be able to see clearly inside of each space. So for instance, a bedroom typically needs 1.8 watts per square foot, a 10 by 10 room, 100 square feet, 180 watts of light inside of that space in order for you to be able to see well. When you're selecting your light bulbs, you want to choose an LED light bulb and you want it to lean a little bit cool. So think around 3000 kelvins, you're going to be able to see the true colors inside of that space, especially in those listing photos. Anything warmer and it's going to feel real dingy and dirty, which is why I think Millennial gray gets a bad rap, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Next, we're going to talk about light reflective value, or LRV. The LRV is how much light reflects off of a color. We're going to choose something between the 60 to 70 range. 0 would be true black, 100 would be true white. When you're selecting something in that 60 to 70 range, you're still allowing yourself some opportunities for color, but you have a really nice, light, bright feel throughout the home. If you have a smaller home and you're choosing these deep, dark, moody colors, sometimes you can feel like you're inside of a dark box. And when you select a color like this, you're giving it the appearance of tons and tons of space, which is important when you're trying to sell it. These are some colors that you could choose from, ranging from an LRV of 58 all the way up to 73. You can see that we've got some more cool toned grays in there, and then you've also got some that lean a little bit more khaki and tan. There are also some other great colors. This color is sea salt that I have on my wall. It can lean blue or green depending on the room that it's in and the lighting that it's been given. But at the end of the day, for a bright, fresh feel in your home, you're going to want to choose something that has an LRV between 60 and 70. You can find that value on the back of some paint chips, but you're likely going to have to look it up online. These came from Lowe's, and I had to write the LRVs on the back so that I could look at them for reference. My third tip is that you need to test these colors beside things that you cannot change in your home. For instance, your countertops or your cabinets, maybe you can't change those things out, but you do have the funds to be able to paint the room. Test those colors next to those things that you cannot change. When you put a color up next to a different color, it's going to draw things out. For instance, while I have sea salt on this wall, we had originally tried Edgecombe gray inside of this space. It looked beautiful in this living room, dining room area. On the other side, I have a room that has absolutely no natural light. It's my kitchen dining room area. And when I put Edgecombe gray on the walls in there, it looked like flesh. It drew really pink and it felt kind of icky. So we definitely ended up choosing a different color. A fantastic color selection, wrong room, not enough lighting, made a huge difference. At the end of the day, you're probably going to have to go with your gut. I would only select 3 or 4 colors so that you're not overwhelmed when you bring them home. I would think popular colors. So at your local hardware store or your local paint store, there's going to be a selection that says the most popular colors of 2024. Check those LRVs, make sure it's a neutral color, and then try them out at home. You're probably going to find one that feels right. Some popular colors I would stay away from would be those lighter, brighter whites, alabaster, white dove. You're really giving a very, very bright white color whenever you're choosing those. If you're leaning a little bit more in that 60 to 70 range, it's warm with the appearance of that nice, clean slate. When you're selling your home, the clean slate is the most important part of it, especially as our market shifts. Saleability becomes very important so that you can get top dollar on your house. I hope that these tips helped you. If you have any questions or comments, let me know below.